Diplomatic relations between the UK and France have hit a new low as President Emmanuel Macron accuses Prime Minister Boris Johnson of not being serious about the solutions to the migrant crisis. Macron's comments follow Johnson releasing a letter on Thursday night on Twitter in which he set out his government's response to dealing with the number of people trying to cross the English Channel from Calais. Now, that's led to Paris telling London it's no longer invited to a summit involving the EU, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands on Sunday in Calais. The crisis meeting was called following the deaths of 27 people who drowned on Wednesday night.
I had a serious discussion with Prime Minister Johnson 2 days ago. For my part, I intend to continue to apply what I do with all countries and all leaders. I am surprised by the methods when they're not serious. You don't communicate from one leader to another on issues such as this via tweets and letters that are made public. We are not whistleblowers. Come on.
Let's now go over to Victoria Smith, who's in London for us for more on this story. Victoria, good to have you on the programme. So a massive diplomatic fallout between Paris and London, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. The UK is already out of a crucial meeting on the migrant crisis.
Absolutely, yes. It has come off the back of a terrible incident, of course, this drowning, 27 people, the worst drowning in the English Channel on record. And of course, Boris Johnson has set out his stall in a long letter detailing 5 different ways in which he believes France and the UK should work together, such as sharing radar, sharing intelligence, sharing joint patrols, even sharing an aircraft, and pushing France to perhaps act more quickly on returning migrants that reach the UK back to France. Now, this hasn't gone down well at all. Obviously, Emmanuel Macron doesn't like being told what to do by the British Prime Minister, nor does he like it being shared on social media. This letter's gone onto Twitter, and that perhaps wasn't seen as a diplomatic or a serious thing to do by President Macron, who's called it out. And as a result, the French have retaliated, and they have uninvited the Home Secretary here in the UK, Priti Patel, from this very important, this crucial summit in Europe on Sunday on the migrant crisis. Now, reports are saying that perhaps Boris Johnson has done this as a sort of show of strength to his own party, his own Conservatives. And that may be true, but it's certainly backfired in terms of a show of strength when it comes to France, who's now taken this retaliatory action against the UK.
They have indeed, Victoria, and we've also, realised that Twitter diplomacy is possibly never a good thing. Now, tensions already heightened, of course, between France and UK over fishing rights. Let's not forget AUKUS, Brexit. Do we think that the two sides can get back on the same page?
Well, they're going to have to if they want to stop another catastrophe like the one we saw on Wednesday from happening again. In the letter, in fact, Boris Johnson said he'd always predicted or feared a tragedy like this happening, and now, of course, it has. So both sides are aware of the seriousness of this. But as you correctly say, Mariam, we've got the whole sort of dismal background of Brexit, souring relations, the fact that Britain, the US, Australia signed this submarine pact excluding France from it. The French fishermen have gone on strike, or they're certainly launching a day of action because of the ongoing fishing wars between Britain and France, and other serious problems as well since Brexit. And now, of course, this migrant crisis, when Britain no longer being part of the EU, it has to go about negotiating with countries in Europe separately in a different way, and that makes relations with France even more difficult. But it's clear, as you say, that the two sides are going to have to come together over all these issues, fishing rights, nuclear submarines, and now, of course, the migrants as well. Because the migrants continue to come, Mariam. They're still crossing. They're trying to get ahead of this bad weather window we've got coming this weekend. And record numbers of migrants crossing, some 26,000 this year alone. And they continue to come for as long as the people traffickers offer them room on a dangerous inflatable dinghy. So this is a diplomatic row that really does need to be diffused.